The North Atlantic roars. Longships rise and fall, dragon prows snarling into the storm. This is no retreat, it is the dawn of conquest. At the prow stands the Jarl, cloak whipping, axe raised to defy the gods. Behind him, warriors row as one, unyielding, unstoppable. Through the mist, Europe appears, jagged coasts, smoking villages, riches waiting. The rowers strain, driven by hunger and destiny. On the cliffs, a lone monk clutches his cross. He hurries, unaware that sails of terror already cut the horizon. At dawn, longships crash ashore. Warriors leap into the surf, axes gleaming, a wall of steel flooding helpless sands. Inside monastery walls, bells toll in panic. Monks scatter, clutching manuscripts, while iron draws ever closer. And Raider kicks down the door. Golden relics glitter in firelight. Treasures meant for gods, now seized by men. Outside, villagers flee into forests, clutching children and grain. Behind them, flames consume their homes. Smoke stains the sky. At the altar, the abbot kneels in prayer. Shadows of invaders stretch across stone. Doom hammers at the door. On the shore, longships wait. Captives are bound and dragged aboard, their cries swallowed by the sea. This is conquest.
Europe's pride bends to northern steel. Gold and relics pass from trembling hands, tribute paid, vengeance sworn. Sanctuaries harden with stone and steel. Faith dons armor, prayers echo beneath helmets. Viking fury meets holy walls. A kingdom burns from fields to throne. Northumbria's crown falls in the mud. Kings no safer than peasants. The axe yields to the plow. Fire warms more than it destroys. Yet neighbors watch, unsure if settlers are kin or foe. Hundreds of ships choke the Seine, horns blare, flames rise, yet Paris endures, bridges and battlements unbroken. Feasts turn to slaughter, alliances to ash. Daggers slip from friendly hands, Europe learns betrayal's power. Cliffs echo with steel, ladders fall, waves swallow the dead. At dawn the fortress stands, bloodied but unbroken. Rivals clasp hands, forged in fire and loss. Fragile alliances rise, reshaping Europe's fate. The raider becomes ruler, crowned in stone halls. Viking banners fly beside Christian crests. Plunder turns to power. The horns fall silent, but echoes remain. Bloodlines, laws, and sagas entwine with Europe's soul, the Viking legacy.
Winter once shielded Europe, now betrays her. Frozen rivers carry longships, and famine marches with the Norse. Bells once called to prayer, now toll for ruin. Nantes drowns in fire, its cathedral silenced, its streets in ash. Here the axe yields to trade. Dublin rises in markets, Norse and Irish voices mingling in silver and power. No river is safe. Longships cut Europe's heart, fire in their wake, strongholds trembling before the sea wolves. Not all treasure gleamed. Shackles bind peasants and nobles alike. Silver flows, but Europe bleeds. Through endless rivers, Norse adventurers carve realms. In Kiev, Novgorod, and Constantinople, they rise as traders and kings. The hammer yields to the cross. Warriors kneel in rivers once red. Faith reshaped, not silenced. Fear becomes weapon. Flesh carved for Odin sends a sharper message than steel. One body broken, 100 surrender. England is struck by the greatest fleet, yet Alfred's shield walls hold. The Viking storm crests, then breaks. Through storm and fire they came, yet England endured. From ashes rose resolve against the Norse.
England's soil, once drenched in blood, now bears uneasy peace. Settlers trade axes for plows beside wary Saxons. York reborn as Jorvik, where silver clinks louder than steel, and Vikings rule with coin, not fire. In candle and holes, old gods fade. Viking knees bend before the cross of a new faith. Fields once scorched now yield grain. The Northmen learn land can conquer more than swords.
A union sealed in vows, not war. Saxon and Viking blood entwines, shaping England's future. Beneath open skies, laws ring louder than swords. The Thing binds fates in words, not war. Tongues clash and mingle, Norse and Saxon forging new words. From children's laughter rises a shared voice. In fire and iron, Norse skill endures, blades and ornaments outlasting their makers. Peace is fragile, horns pierce silence, and between Saxons and Norse, embers of war smolder. Under torchlight, voices unite, mead, bread, and song. Where enemies feast, a new England is born. Dragon ships glide upriver like phantoms. Villages shrink, prayers rise, Europe's heart trembles. Wooden walls crack under northern fury. Fire and ladders climb where faith and fear meet the axe. Paris braces, bells cry, priests clutch relics. Beyond the horizon, a forest of sails draws near. Steel shatters stone. Vikings swarm the walls, but atop the ramparts, defiance roars. Paris starves. Bread turns to dust, broth to water, yet hunger steals their will. Armor battered, spirit unbroken, Odo rides the walls, forging Paris into a fortress of will. Night in camp is fury, not feast. Axes fly, voices rage, the storm denied its thunder. At dawn, the river becomes a grave. Ships splinter, warriors drown. Paris holds its bridge. Shame sails with the Norse. Smoke drifts above Paris. Bells toll and triumph. Dragons vanish in mist. Paris stands scarred but unbroken. Among ruins, faith endures, a beacon proving giants can bleed.
On the Loire, Angers trembles. Dragon ships strike gates with fire, smoke, and steel. From candlelit maps to battlefields, Charles strikes back. Cavalry thunders, longships retreat. In snowbound forests, raiders linger. Sails become tents, fires crackle, invaders blur into settlers. Europe turns rivers into walls. Towers bristle where once ships sailed, waterways now traps. By the Meuse, shield walls crash, spears splinter, mud drinks blood, Viking banners sink. Across Wessex, wooden walls rise. Alfred's burrs link towns, a shield against the storm. In fjords, sleeker ships are born, yet Europe's bridges turn rivers into deadly traps. Kings pay silver for survival, peace bought, sovereignty sold, kingdoms bled by tribute. Stone fortresses rise across Europe, towers choke rivers, Norse sails watch their dominion shrink. The battlefield stills, but change endures. Europe binds itself in stone, Norse fury fades.
From conquest comes rule, Norse law etched across England, markets alive with Saxon and Viking voices. From blood and fire grew bonds, Saxon and Norse hands join, forging families of two worlds. Warriors once sworn to Odin kneel at the cross, runes and psalms rising together over fjords. On Ireland's shores, Vikings build, not ruin, but riches. Dublin, a heartbeat of trade and power. Granted lands for peace, raiders become settlers, Norsemen sowing the seeds of Normandy. Axes give way to artistry, Norse hands shape gold, silver, and story into treasures for kings. Plows join axes, conquerors turn soil to grain, feeding families instead of war. From firelit halls to scriptoria, sagas meet scripture, Viking memory bound into Europe's chronicles. Keys at belts, power in hands, Norse women shape homes, markets, even kingdoms. Children of raids become heirs of a new world. Longships rot while towns and churches thrive.
Stone by stone, Alfred raised fortresses, England's shield against Viking storms. Silver bought peace for a time, but raiders always returned, hungrier than before. From the North Sea rose an empire. Canute crowned King of England, Denmark, and Norway. In Canute's court, cross and hammer met, faith and politics entwined in uneasy union. Normans, born of Viking blood, grew strong in France, ambition that would reshape Europe. Harald Hardrada's armada darkened the seas, a final gamble for England's crown. At Stamford Bridge, Viking fury broke, Hardrada slain, the storm shattered in silence. The field lay still, Viking banners fallen, their age of conquest ending in ruin. In 1066, William's Normans triumphed at Hastings. Viking blood returned as kings, not raiders. The Viking Age ended, but its shadow endured, etched in Europe's stones, faith and memory.
If you enjoyed this journey through the Viking Age, subscribe to Old Men History. Click on the right video to watch how the infamous Black Death ruined Europe. Keep the past alive. Until next time.